Hi, I'm Patti. I'm a jewelry designer here at Fire Mountain Gems and Beads. And today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful black onyx earrings. I love black onyx. It's a favorite stone for me. It's actually believed that black onyx helps boost courage in fighting fears, as well as helping people move past extended periods of grief. It's also a great stone, it's believed, for protecting your energy and warding off negativity. These are really simple earrings, and I think you're going to enjoy the project. Let's get started. What we'll need to make these earrings will be some ear wires, some eye pins, head pins, some various beads, and these oval links. I'll go ahead and set those aside. The first thing that we'll do is grab one of these links, and I'm going to make the dangle that goes at the bottom. So for that, we'll use a head pin, one of the black onyx triangles, that's great, and one of these great little saucer beads. So we'll take our head pin, thread on the triangle, thread on the saucer bead. Then we're going to go ahead and make a wire wrap loop around the link. So the first thing we'll do to make our wire wrap loop, and by the way, we do have a tutorial on wire wrap loops. Click on the little card up in the right-hand corner of the screen in order to see that. We'll take our chain nose pliers, and I'm going to make a very small bend, or a 90-degree bend, really, but just a couple of millimeters up from that saucer, just like this. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and right near that bend, we're making a fairly small loop, so just a bit up the barrel of the round nose pliers. We will push the wire around the round nose pliers, like that. Then I'm going to remove the plier, put it back in with the bottom barrel, and push it all the way around until you can't push it anymore. Then I'm just going to center that loop so it's right at the top of the beads. So you end up with a little kind of lollipop on a stick with this tail. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and open up this loop. Thread on my link, and close the loop again with my chain nose pliers. This is a great way to add a dangle because it's not ever going to come off this way. Okay, so I'm going to clamp half of the loop with my chain nose pliers, just like this. Change them to my non-dominant hand and clamp really hard, lots of pressure on that. And then use another pair of pliers. You can use your round nose or a bent chain nose, whatever you've got. And really close to the loop, I'm going to make a couple of really tight wraps. Just like that. Now I need to remove the tail. So what I'll do is I'll take my chain nose pliers and I will bend the wraps away from the piece so I can really get at it with my flush cutters. Then I'm going to use the outside of my flush cutters against the piece I'm keeping and get in there and just nip off the tail. And it's long enough I can hold it or just put your thumb over it so it doesn't fly off. Then I'm going to bend it back in place so it's nice and straight up and down. And then I'm going to tuck the tail in with my chain nose pliers, kind of going around it in a bit of a circular fashion. Okay, so now we have the dangle at the bottom of the link. I'm going to go ahead and set that down for a second. And the next thing I'll use will be one of the eye pins. And I'm just going to thread on this black onyx disc. And then I'm going to make another wire wrapped loop. So I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and a couple millimeters up from the bead. I'm going to make a bend in the wire about 90 degrees. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers, not too far up the barrel. We don't need a very big loop. And I'm going to push the wire around the pliers all the way around. I'm going to remove my pliers and put the bottom of the barrel back in that loop, and then push it the rest of the way around until it stops. And then just center the loop at the top so it looks like a little lollipop on a stick there with the tail coming out. Then I'm going to open that loop up so we can put our ear wire in there. You can put the ear wire on later. You can do it really either way. I just feel like it's easier here. So I've got my ear wire. I'm just going to thread that on. Okay, now that we've got the ear wire threaded onto our loop, I'm going to close the loop back up with my chain nose pliers. And I'm going to clamp half of the loop, change to my non-dominant hand, make sure I'm clamping really tight. And I'll use another pair of pliers to grab the tail and make several revolutions around until I kind of hit the bead and there's no more space. You have to do at least 2, but you can do more depending on how much space you left. Okay. Now I'll take my chain nose pliers and I'll just, oh, those are my round nose. Take my chain nose pliers and I will bend the wraps away from the bead like that so I can really get my flush cutter in here. And with the outside of the flush cutter against the piece I'm keeping, I'm going to get in there and nip it off, and I'm just going to put my thumb over the tail so it doesn't fly up into my face. Okay, we'll bend that back into place so it's straight up and down. And then I'll just go around those wraps with my chain nose pliers and tuck in the tail. And just kind of go around in a circular motion and make sure that the tail isn't going to stick out and scratch you. Okay, the last thing we need to do is just attach the simple loop from the eye pin to the link. So we'll just take our chain nose pliers, and when you're opening up an eye pin, always open it up sideways. That's the proper way to open up a jump ring or an eye pin, an ear wire. Just bend it sideways. Attach the link. And then bend it back right into place and kind of just rock it back and forth so it makes a really nice tight connection. And there you have your beautiful black onyx earrings. You can see all the materials used in this design if you look up at the little card in the right-hand corner of the screen. There's a little card that'll take you to a link for the materials. And you know, another little fun fact about black onyx is it's an alternative birthstone for July, and it's associated with the sign of Capricorn. It's just kind of a fun thing too. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We have many more on our website, and check those out, and I'll see you next time.